Welcome to this explainer. Today we are exploring a world that is incredibly lucrative, but honestly, it's so frequently misunderstood. I'm talking about the realm of personal selling. For a lot of people, the word sales instantly brings up a very specific and usually pretty outdated mental image. But the truth is, the modern sales profession is dynamic, it's intellectually demanding, and it offers some of the most phenomenal career opportunities out there today. Our goal here is to really analyze exactly how a career in sales can benefit you and break down what it actually takes to succeed.
Okay, let's dive right into this with a quote from David Mackenzie Ogilvy. He's often called the father of advertising, and he famously said, "We sell or else." Basically, what he meant is that selling is the absolute lifeblood of business, period. Without establishing that actual exchange transaction, the whole purpose of a business remains completely unfulfilled. But here's the real secret. Selling is a vital skill that literally everyone uses, regardless of what your job title is. Whether you're pitching a new startup idea, convincing your team to adopt some new software, or simply selling yourself in a job interview, you are using the core skills of personal selling.
So, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. Why choose a sales career? 2. What do salespeople actually do? 3. Top industries for sales jobs. 4. The changing role of sales. 5. Traits of a successful salesperson. And 6. Making sales an attractive career.
Let's start with Section 1, Why Choose a Sales Career?
The perks of a sales career are just massive. First and foremost, sales is performance-based, right? So the more you sell, the more incentive you receive, meaning your earning potential is very often unlimited. Second is ultimate flexibility. While you definitely have targets to hit, most sales professionals actually have the freedom to design their own day. You can easily balance a doctor's appointment with a client meeting. Third, and this is huge, ironclad job security. During an economic downturn, salespeople are typically the very last ones to be laid off. And why is that? Because they're the ones bringing in the cash flow. Beyond that, there's just immense psychological satisfaction in helping a client solve a real major problem. Not to mention, you're mastering highly in-demand soft skills like emotional intelligence, adaptability, and time management. It is a fantastic stepping stone for absolutely any career.
So, that all sounds pretty great, right? But it kind of naturally makes us wonder, what does a professional salesperson actually do? If we look past all those preconceived notions of pushy pitching and aggressive tactics, what does the actual daily grind really look like?
Section 2. What do salespeople actually do? Let's break down the core sales lifecycle. Step 1 is creating new customers, which is also known as prospecting. This requires some incredibly sharp judgment to identify organizations that actually have the potential to buy. But look closely at steps 2 and 3. Sales is really about providing solutions to latent or apparent problems, and then building long-term goodwill. Research consistently shows us that selling to a brand new customer is vastly more expensive than just satisfying an existing one. So providing incredible after-sales service and building absolute rock-solid loyalty is essential to a company's bottom line. And here's a crucial responsibility that often totally flies under the radar. Salespeople act as an on-the-ground intelligence network. Because they are out there talking to wholesalers, retailers, and end users every single day, they're the very first ones to spot shifting consumer trends, competitor moves, or even customer complaints. They feed this vital market information directly back to their organization. They're effectively serving as the eyes and ears of the company.
Moving on to Section 3, Top Industries for Sales Jobs. Now notice the sheer variety of expertise required here depending on the industry. A day in the life looks totally different across these sectors. In IT and sales engineering, you are dealing with complex scientific and technological solutions. That requires a constant, rigorous commitment to continuous learning as tech evolves. Contrast that with real estate, where success hinges on intense networking, market appraisal, and guiding clients through massive financial decisions. Over in healthcare and pharma, sales reps need deep, specific knowledge of patient protocols, medical chemistry, and the ability to network with super busy doctors. And in financial services, well, it's all about analyzing security risks, understanding economics, and helping clients achieve long-term wealth goals. The focus shifts, absolutely, but those core selling skills remain exactly the same.
Section 4. The changing role of sales.
We are seeing a literal paradigm shift in the market right now. In the old days, a salesperson was primarily just a product information provider, using a super aggressive, always-be-closing approach. They sometimes even persuaded people to buy things they didn't even need. But today, the customer already has all the product information from the internet. The new way demands that the salesperson acts more like a business success coach. It's an always-be-helping approach. Modern salespeople are trusted consultants and advisors. Armed with wireless tech, they might actually travel a bit less physically, using video conferencing to provide global, instantaneous service, diagnosing very specific needs and guiding buyers through really complex decisions.
Section 5. Traits of a successful salesperson.
First up, and there's no way around this, you must be absolutely ruthless about your time. The greatest enemy of a sales professional is procrastination. Top sellers, they never ever use the word someday. They fully understand that what they do today strictly determines their tomorrows. If a phone call needs to be made or a lead needs to be followed up on, they are a do-it-now person. They recognize that time is literally their most valuable inventory.
Next up, and honestly, this might be the most important piece of the puzzle, they ask questions and they listen. As we established, modern customers do not want to be sold to. They want their problem solved. And you cannot solve a problem if you're the one doing all the talking. Top salespeople practice intense listening to uncover latent needs. This requires a genuine love of selling and a willingness to work incredibly hard, often putting in 10 to 12-hour days, weekends included, just to ensure their clients are fully supported.
Furthermore, a successful salesperson must be physically and mentally prepared. No joke. Even with all our remote technology, there is still rigorous travel and hectic scheduling involved. Top performers very often rely on physical exercise because it naturally boosts energy and secretes adrenaline-like substances that act as stimulants. You need that immense physical stamina to fuel the mental resilience required to handle the inevitable rejections and high-pressure situations that just come with the territory.
Finally, Section 6. Making sales an attractive career.
So the crucial takeaway here is that it requires a dual approach from both education providers and the business world. Academicians and universities really need to move beyond just theory. They must implement real-world role plays and actively develop listening, negotiation, and presentation skills in their students. On the flip side, employers have to step up. They can't just hire someone and throw them to the wolves. They need to provide adequate, ongoing refresher training to keep pace with dynamic markets, offer highly motivating perks, and actively provide guidance back to universities on exactly what skills are needed on the front lines right now. I want to leave you with this final thought. In a world where everyone is selling something, whether it's a complex IT solution, a piece of real estate, or simply your own skills and ideas, are you ready to master the art, or will you let the competition close the deal? The opportunities in personal selling are vast. They're incredibly lucrative and highly rewarding for those willing to adapt, listen, and actually put in the work. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer, and we really hope this empowers you to look at the world of sales in a completely new light.